huge deal. Well, speaking of huge deals, as I was lightly stalking your Instagram and you online, I saw a very interesting video that really kind of made me laugh. It was so sweet. You know, when you got the news that you're playing this iconic character, I mean, you were at the Toronto Film Festival, right? And it looked like you were about to faint. By the way, understandably so, it's a big deal, but walk us through that moment at the Toronto Film Festival when you got the news.
It was my first ever festival, so I was a little bit overwhelmed anyway. I was jet lagged, hadn't eaten, and then found out that I got this role that I'd been auditioning for months and months and months. So you've already your mind's imagining it, even though you're telling yourself, don't. And yeah, I got it, and was really excited, and like, you can't tell anyone. So then I went to this David Copperfield premiere, which was all very exciting, because with this secret and feeling kind of just full to the brim, yeah, with this secret. And then I actually did pass out on stage.
You actually did? My goodness.
Had to be caught by a Canadian security guard. Yeah, they said I was lucky it didn't happen in Cannes, because they're very friendly in Toronto.
Well, it is a huge deal, and I'm sure your nerves were just completely shot. But what was the audition process like? I mean, how hush-hush were they, and how did the audition process go for you?
So, we weren't told we were auditioning for anything in the Tolkien world, so I just got these sides, like it was kind of fantasy-related, but didn't know anything about it. And then went for my first audition, and I was sat next to another actress, and she turned to me and went, "You know that this is for Lord of the Rings, it's Tolkien." And I was like, okay, yeah, I did know, kind of faked it. And then went into the bathroom and had to have just stared at myself in the mirror. It was like, you've been training for this for years. You've watched those films, you've read those books, and just kind of reevaluated everything I decided on. And then went in, yeah.
I'm nervous just hearing this story, how big of a deal, and it's amazing. Well, we'll get some questions from the fans if you'd like to go ahead and line up. I know they're just dying to ask, especially being your first Comic-Con. How cool is that? What an honor for us. But by the way, guys, we're going to keep it to one question so we can get as many, and talk to as many people as we are allowed. But also, there's no way we're going to be able to do any spoilers for the next season, which is debuting soon. But as long as you can keep that in mind, please. As long as you're respectful, we'll have a great time. Hi there.
Hi.
Hiya.
Right, is it hello? Oh, he's talking. Got a little mic issue. We won't make you yell, don't worry. We'll fix that for you. Thank you so much. Give it up to our crew, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you. Working very hard. Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. A quick question. So Galadriel is one of Tolkien's most complex characters, simultaneously powerful, flawed, and deeply human, despite her immortality. I want to know, what was the most human emotion you leaned on to make Galadriel's immortality feel more relatable?
That's such a good question. Because I think the thing that I felt with the elves is that what's really human about them is that though they're immortal, they don't stop being affected by what's happening around them. So they don't become, some of them do, but lots of them remain just as open as they were when they were really young. And so I think it was remembering that even though they have all this history, all this knowledge, they've still got, their hearts can still be pierced in a way that a human can.
Beautiful question. Thank you. Hey there.
Hi.
You mentioned being in a huge review fan Have you been paid?
I have not. I was in the same room as her once and I just had to run away because I was so overwhelmed. I was like, I'm going to faint again. No.
I love the portrayal of Galadriel. And I love Kate as well. New and fresh, and they need to be character that speaks to me.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really lovely to hear.
Yes, round of applause. Strong female leads. Yes, ma'am. Sisters doing it for themselves. Hey there.
Hi.
So, you got to film the first series in New Zealand just as the film did. What was it like when production moved from New Zealand down to the UK?
Yeah, I feel forever grateful that we got to film that first season in New Zealand because it was just so awe-inspiring. Like, going to New Zealand it felt like going to another planet, and it was also, we got to work with loads of the crew from the original films, and so we learned loads about the world through them. And so we kind of, when we came back to Britain, we had this amazing, these roots that the crew and the land and the people had given us in New Zealand. It was quite different coming back, but we've ended up filming quite a bit in Wales, which I've always thought was like tiny New Zealand, so that's been just lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Abby. I'm a Wings of Girls. At the end of the second season, there's a scene where the legend of Sauron being sword about Sauron being close to the and it really very briefly turns into the legend. So at that moment, we were playing Sauron, playing you. So I just wanted to tell us a little bit about what it's like to film that.
Well, actually, go back to the question about what's different about the elf, what kind of the humanity might be in the elves, that I was really trying to strip that away when I was playing him, and just kind of have this cold, sharp-eyedness that I think Charlie plays so well. And it was really fun. Charlie was very critical, had lots of notes about my performance. I think in the end he was happy. But no, that was great. And I just find the shapes of shifting Sauron so frightening as well. Like, that's kind of, I have nightmares where I kind of treated like the other mother, like a horror movie. So it was really fun to do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, just what you portrayed of Galadriel.
Thank you.
Obviously, the various contributions and nuances of her and character of Arya are there, wise and kind of adventures. But if Galadriel were alive today in the world, what sort of job do you think she'd have?
Interesting. I wonder. I mean, I think that the elves would struggle with the pace of our lives. I think kind of quite a lot of them would become sages up in the mountains. But, I mean, I think she would be some sort of religious kind of leader or figure. If it was kind of a small job, I'm just trying to think, like, imagine Galadriel as your midwife or something. It'd be like, she'd be fantastic as your primary school teacher. I'm going to be thinking about that for a while. I'll have a better answer for you at some point. Really good question, thanks.
Thank you.
It's a fun one. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how tough is it to say no to Sauron when it looks like Charlie Vickers?
Yeah, fantastic casting of Charlie Vickers there, because he's such a lovely guy, so that's obviously behind it all. But also, he does have this face that it's so transformative, and sometimes the light catches him, he looks like kind of a Caravaggio painting, and then another time it looks like kind of Tom Ford model. It's just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, pretty difficult. I think it's pretty tough for her. And it's wonderful to be, pushed acting-wise through Charlie's beauty. Thank you.
Content's coming with the great questions. You guys are doing amazing.
Hiya.
Hi, I'm Morfydd. Tolkien describes Galadriel in her news as having an Amazonian spirit, and your portrayal brought that aspect of her warrior side. And at the same time, her greatest strength comes from not just battle, but determination by power, like that, the name symbolizing that. So I was wondering how you could bring together those two aspects of Galadriel's inner world.
Yeah, I didn't know about kind of Silmarillion Galadriel until I started doing this job, and I was really fascinated by that she is, she's described as an Amazonian man-maiden is one translation of her, and it was really fun to kind of delve into that this is a creature that has not had the kind of human societal gender roles thrust upon her. And so there's something, it's not that she's consciously androgynous necessarily, but she just acts very differently to how I as a woman feel like. I shrink myself, I'm careful not to offend, and she just is none of those things, which I love. What was the second part of the question? Because I was putting it
Her
together.
warrior side and also her being tempted by power.
Yeah, and with that, I just think I have such huge respect for anyone who's managed to give up any sort of vice, and that's something that I think is kind of human about her in some ways, because she is constantly being brave and choosing no, and I have a lot of respect for people who do that I know or that I read about, and so kind of it was bringing together those two things of uninhibitedness, but also she is inhibited by her own fears about that she could relapse into something.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just think as an actress, I create pieces of work to be critiqued, and that is part of like putting art into the world. And so I think people should obviously, there's a line, but I really welcome people critiquing everything I'm in, because the audience is just as much a part of the project as when we're making it. It doesn't really exist until it's out in the world. And so, I mean, I have a lot of space for constructive criticism and just hearing people's takes on it, because it's really fascinating. And also this world has been around for many, many years now. We all have our own takes, we all should. And it's kind of wonderful that people can be so passionate about it. And then, yes, and I just try to focus on all the loveliness really, because I have just been so overwhelmed by the amount of love and creativity that I've kind of seen from people who've watched the show. So, yeah.
Personally, I'm loving it. I wish you the best of luck. It's just season 3. You're good.
Thank you.
Wonderful love. We love that. Hi.
I really love this an anime of Ronja the Robber's Daughter. Don't know if anyone's watched that. There's a Swede behind you, so she knows. Which is a story that I grew up with, and it's about this kind of wild girl going through adolescence. And it was really wonderful to read, because I think also there is something, I think Britain can be quite harsh on adolescence and teenagerhood, and this book kind of burst that open to me, that you could view it so differently, and there's a wonderful, wonderful animation of it. And then I really want Realm of the Eldlings to be made into a film or TV series. So if anyone's, I'm obsessed. Yeah. What about you?
I was a huge Twilight girl, I have to say.
The perfect casting. Yeah.
You're in the right space. You're in the right convention for sure. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hello, Mary.
Hi.
I'm a teacher, and so I teach one of the neurodivergent kids. And I'm thinking about you because you've got ADHD. How do you feel like your ADHD has become sort of a superpower for your acting, and specific challenges for you?
Well, firstly, I would say that I struggled in school quite a lot, but the handful of teachers who really understood me made such a difference to my life, so thank you for the work that you do.
Round of applause for our teachers, shaping our youth.
And I think that I was very lucky that my parents really tried to rid me of any shame I felt about being neurodivergent. And I think that's kind of a little bit of a constant battle to kind of, battle's the wrong word, it's more like maintenance. So I put maintenance in all the time to make sure that I'm not becoming harsh on myself about things that I can't really help. I also put maintenance into making sure I do things that might be a little hard but that I can do. And then I think it's why I'm so passionate about the arts and there being funding for the arts, but also that there's community arts, because I think even if I hadn't become an actress, having a place I could go, whether it was a choir or whether it was a drawing group that goes to the museum or something, I would have needed to have that space in my life that was from just thinking and my mind going wild. So yeah, but I'd say there's maintenance goes into it, and yeah, making sure I love myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely advice, thank you.
We didn't know for ages, but we had like these. We thought he must be like. They kept acting as though like, no, he's not Sauron, and then Charlie would be like, they made me audition with a Lucifer like monologue. Sure, that's quite neat. And it was about when we were filming the 5th episode. They told us, but they took Charlie to a beach to tell him as if there was like they were scared there was going to be like monsters around that people were going to like hear. So there was quite a lot of ceremony to lots of the revealing what was going to happen. And I was just so relieved because, I mean, we're very lucky that there's a very lovely man playing Sauron. So he doesn't get overcome with darkness, which I'm very grateful for. No, he didn't know. And I didn't know I was playing Galadriel till I turned up there. I was on the way to New Zealand, like, what am I about to do? It was really weird.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There are really, really amazing costumes and things that you can't wear in this series, but you have a particular favourite.
I mean, it really actually is impossible to pick a favourite, because I think also, even the ones that look quite simple are just incredible. For example, the like white shift I'm kind of in when she's taken back to Valinor in Sauron's mind at the end of season 1 was quite a simple thing. Like it had black stitch, which is this really ancient form of stitching that's from like medieval times. So every outfit has some sort of thing like that. I mean, I think I'm just like so excited that I'm a woman in armour. So I think the armour's going to be up there.
If I could expound upon that question, I was thinking this lovely picture came about. What was it like to see yourself as the character for the first time?
Yeah, it's so surreal, and it is just it. Like, I think I was told once that I have a face like a moth, and so I was like, oh, interesting. And like, you kind of don't notice it until the light shines on it. And I was like, okay, but basically, apparently, it can change a lot with makeup. And the first time I saw myself to Galadriel, I did not recognise myself because they do all these clever things. Like, it looks reasonably natural, but they are transforming kind of the structure of my face. And there was this amazing moment in New Zealand where I had my final fitting in my northern waist armour with all the hair and all the makeup, and also they brought all the people that were involved in every aspect of the look in to see, and that was just incredible because we were all quite emotional because we put all this collective work for months and months and months finally coming to fruition.
It takes a village, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Thank you.
Hi.
Everyone loves Galadriel. You've also played another classic character, in Dracula. I just wanted to know how different that was to play, if you enjoyed it, if you wanted more of it, because we already had you love vampires.
I do love vampires.
Would you have wanted to explore that a bit more if you got to?
Yeah, I remember being like, only the first episode? What? Yeah, it was really great to kind of play it, but I did wish I was playing a vampire. But it was kind of fun to explore just in terms of Galadriel having a lot of agency. Like, Lena has so little and had to kind of fight for she's not being listened to or anything, so that was quite interesting to play a character who's slightly Cassandra-esque, like seeing what's going to happen and nobody listens to them. But no, I just love the vampires. I would love to be a vampire. Yeah.
We're in the right place, for sure.
Get on the list. Get asking people.
We'll schmooze backstage.
Thank
Thank you so much. Hi.
So, you've obviously shown several different facets of Galadriel that portray both plots, in my opinion. But how much has her character added to you? How have you learned anything as an internalized it from her as an actress or actor?
Yeah, I think about this a lot because this is the first character that I've returned to. So she's become a big part of my life in the way that other characters are kind of with for a little bit and then I wave them goodbye. And I think a big part of it was actually to do with kind of the shrinking of myself. Because that's just so not her. And so it was having to really push away a part of myself that had become a bit of a comfort. And yeah, I just think a lot about I think a lot about just how brave she is, and I endeavour to be braver all the time.
No, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi.
I have a 17-year-old daughter who is in the process of applying to conservatoires to the next year, so she's currently going through like preparation for the one blocks and everything. We're from the South Wales Valleys. She's really going to go to the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama. Do you have any advice for her through that kind of process of auditioning for those places?
Yeah, so going through that is very intense. So I would say the first thing is that being gentle with herself and kind to herself. But I think what I was saying before as well, that whether I become an actress or not, I still would have needed the arts. So when I was auditioning for drama school, I was also doing plays with my local Amdram community. We did the Trojan Women kind of just before. So I'd say find places where she can express herself and do the things she loves that aren't to do with immense stress of auditioning for drama school. Yeah, and just the auditioning is so down to luck a lot of it as well. So just not be hard on herself.
She's got ADHD as well, so there's the rejection sensitivity dysphoria there as well.
Yeah. Well, I think I struggled a lot with that with auditioning, but I think also if you have rejection sensitivity, go through that horrible feeling when you are. Every time you go through it and manage, you're giving yourself another little kind of realm of protection for the next time. So nothing's wasted. And send my love.
Yes, best of luck to her. Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, hopefully a fairly simple question. Of the original films, which is your favourite and why?
It's the Two Towers. I loved Theoden in that battle. And I think it was also talking about bravery as well, that he kind of, you saw that he was scared and that he still mastered his fear. And I don't know what it is about that, but that was just the one that I watched obsessively. I remember there was a period where I'd come home from school and just straighten my hair and watch the Two Towers and go to bed. I also think that the Uruk-hai were just so terrifying in that as well. So it just had everything. And the wargs, I mean, I need to go home and watch it again to be honest. But yeah, that one.
We just love to see your passion for it. That's so cool. Thank you so much. Hi.
Hello.
With Tolkien being so great influenced by Welsh mythology, did you feel like you were reading Welsh mythology when you got to film Welsh?
Yes, and that was just so lovely because you're Welsh, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, just checking. I don't know about you, but when I was like watching the films or reading it, my mum was obsessed with making me know that Tolkien liked the Welsh language and thought Wales was beautiful. So it was a sense there was a lot of like national pride that came from these films. And yeah, there is just, he did really tap into kind of the magic and the myth of Wales. Like, if you guys love Lord of the Rings, read the Mabinogi, which are the Welsh folk tales, because they are so wonderful and were very inspiring to them and so weird. Yeah, that was wonderful, and I love my homeland, but it felt very special to be coming and being like, this is a magical land. Yeah. Diolch. actually the intonation is sometimes the opposite, which was really hard, because I was just like, no! It's kind of, and so I think sometimes I'd actually get more notes from people from Youth, our wonderful voice coach, than the English speakers, because it was just that so close, but not quite. But no, it's just wonderful to I actually thought a lot about the fact that she is bilingual, because I don't know how many bilingual people there are here, or trilingual, who knows, but there is a different part of me that lives in Welsh, and a part of me that lives in English. Like, they're very similar, but it was kind of really fun to play a bilingual character, and thinking that there is a part of her that purely exists in Elvish. And I think that kind of was where I found her voice as well, because I think in Welsh I'm naturally more grounded. Yeah, I think I've veered quite far away from the question, but yeah, just that. Makes sense. Thank you. See, happy.
So the question is obviously, if you ever see a transition into age or what do you think happens with it?
So me and Rose Glass, the director, disagreed on this quite a lot, and our producer was just like, guys, it's ambiguous. You don't have to come up with an idea. I think that she did become kind of like a wisp of smoke that was at peace for once, and just kind of relaxed. I think but Rose was like, no, I think she's fine. I think she maybe spends quite a lot of time in hospital and then she's okay. And I was like, I don't think she is, Rose, and you wrote this. But no, I think also just in terms of like the characters that change us, like Maud changed me so much, because there was loads of points in Maud that were like, oh, she maybe could have been saved there, or maybe could have been saved there, and I think it's kind of made me think a lot more that acts of kindness in this world are quite radical. And so, yeah, I think about what would Maud need a lot in life. Poor Maud. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. There was a huge amount of anxiety, and I think the best thing to get into character was all the stunts and stuff, because, I mean, if anyone's the closest we have to elves in our world are probably stunt performers. They are crazy, and they do those wild things. We were impressed, don't you?
I was just thinking
But so I think that was a big part of it, because it was feeling powerful in my body. Did lots of swimming, couldn't swim before, really. I got to the pool, he was like, you do 3 lengths, and after 1.5, he was like, I think we'll stop here. I was like, okay. Yeah, but it was strange arriving and not knowing. It was actually a stunt performer, Zoe, who was like, so once you're playing Gladriel, so you'll be bouncing all around the place. I was like, really? Patrick? What? And then had to kind of pretend I didn't know for ages until the showrooms told me. So I had a bit of like a transitional period. But no, terrified. But yeah, the physical stuff. Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
I am really well, thank you.
So, out of the main dwarfs in The Hobbit, who is your favourite and why?
Do you know what? I don't know if do you know what? I'm going to say goodbye. I don't think I have one. Who would you say it should be? Who's... Okay, why so? Okay, yeah. I mean, I just think it's such a jolly gang. I would love to just be going along with them. Yeah. I think lots of my family, if we were going to be anyone, it would be probably dwarves. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just so you know, we're running out of time, but we're going to take these 4 final questions, please. Thank you.
Hiya.
I'd just like to say that I really enjoy Galadriel and the city from
Oh, lovely.
So just one quick question is that considering the season 2 is Galadriel and the images of the battleship and it kind of is a portrayal of the Empire fight, any aspects or next to her that you're looking forward to exploring in season 3 beyond?
Yes. think, yeah, there were moments at the end of season 2 where it was kind of, I was feeling, oh, there's this pull towards this kind of softer bit, in a way, sadder life that I think she goes into. And yeah, I'm really excited for that journey. I'm sorry, I can't really say anything, but I was thinking a bolt of lightning will come and strike me down.
That's what we've arranged, yes.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that transition. Thank you. And you?
Hello, my name is Lars.
Oh, hi, Lars.
You said that you didn't know that you didn't know who will be your song. So is it always like that? We're fans with what will there be a new season? Will it come in time or whatever? We don't know anything at all. But is it so for you too? And isn't it irritating?
I mean, it is just very different being in a series and something that is secretive that I'm still learning to do with, and I am impatient and frustrated as a person. So I am nagging people all the time to be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I think what keeps me kind of from not going too wild about it is that I know the places that we're going to go to, but I just don't know how we're going to get there. And I mean, it is a different way of acting as well, when you don't know exactly where you're heading to. So I think I've kind of learned a new way of doing it. It's very different to when you're doing a film or the play, where your arc is very clear. But sometimes a little frustrating.
That's just trusting the process.
Yes, trusting the process.
Thank you, Lars. Thank you so much. We have time for one final question here. Thank you so much. Sorry, we've run out of time.
Hello again. I just have a question about your role relatively. How did you feel when you got the role? Did you feel pressure, like the fact that it's before you? How did you feel?
I think the main thing, I had all the nerves and everything like that, but also I was just so happy that I had been cast in fantasy. It was just beyond my wildest dreams for that actually to happen. Like, just becoming an actress was beyond my wildest dreams. Just getting into drama school was. But then for it to become that I was going to be in a fantasy that was going to be full of incredible costumes and magic and also have this huge cast, I was just, that was the main thing. Because also, fantasy meant so much to me when I was growing up. Because I just think that school was just the worst job I've ever had. Like, being in school, I just found it so hard. And I did used to just come home and just disappear into these magical worlds. And so there was also something of like, I'm going to make something that might be beautiful for people. So there was the nerves, but that was the main thing. Thank you so much.
It's so beautiful for all of us, but I mean, this is so exciting that it was your genre, and then you have the Welsh correlation. I think she was born to play Galadriel, am I right? What a beautiful portrait. We all know where she's going to be. But where is Morfydd going after this year at For Love and Fantasy? What are you looking forward to? Even anything personally you're excited to do?
I mean, I'm really looking forward to season 3, so that's the kind of main thing.
Well, thank you so much.